Alright, give
And
me a
we
sec.
are live. I'm going to set you up, Ducky. You're going to look at what I got going on, and you're going to be a happy guy. So, um,
Alright, I love
you're in
this.
here. Yeah, we did it.
Yes, sir.
So,
Woo!
uh, 1080p, 60 frames,
Okay,
we're
okay.
living that life. You know what I'm saying?
The, Kingdom's got some funding in the past month,
Yeah,
so, yeah,
that's right. To
give
upgrade,
our viewers a bit of a better
that's
quality
that's what it's
stream.
all about. I want to make sure, as per usual, that it like works. But who do you got heading into this one?
You know, originally I was thinking the Chargers were gonna run away with this one, but after looking at Wavy's pregame comments, he seems pretty fired up going into this one. And, taking a look at the game last year, Wavy came away with the same matchup. I think Wavy has a chance to upset the Chargers in this one.
And I totally agree with you. Before Stinky joined, like that's literally what I was gonna tell you. I was gonna say I think this is Wavy's game here. And then Stinky joined and I was like, we need to stop talking about what we were talking about. But you know what? The Chargers, I'm just gonna say it, they're fraudulent. They're completely fraudulent.
I just,
They've had a terrible showing in the playoffs, but um they've had some things go their way, as you might know. Um and
unfortunately,
in his
yeah.
first game, he had a terrible performance. Terrible performance, really awful.
Who was it
Um,
they played in the wild card round?
Truthfully, I don't even remember. But
Okay.
they didn't play great. The offense was bad. He wants to say that the offense was better, but 14 of his points were defensive. So if the defense can lock up, then he'll have a he'll do his thing. But I don't think he will, and that's why I think the Ravens will win. Back to throw. Justin Herbert pressure coming and he's hit.
I will say it looks like Wavy took a look at the film from last week, and he's coming out in mid blitz immediately, which I love to see because Stinky does not seem to have an answer for the double mug defense.
Yeah, and in that play, he didn't even blitz. That was a four-man rush. Pressure came in pretty good. He got the hit on the quarterback. He's gonna immediately go away from it because you know what they say: if it's working, why run it? So,
You
in motion is Darius Davis, um, and he's gonna come back. He changed his mind. He's gonna come back. This is a great play. This is one of my favorite plays before they decided that my playbook wasn't allowed to have it anymore. Back to throw, going over the middle. He's got Rashid Shaheed, and that's a nice little 10-yard pickup after the incompletion.
yeah, and I would love to see Wavy just completely get out of dollar, and we do not see him doing that here. He's going straight back to dollar. Unfortunately, Stinky's probably gonna throw a completion here.
Back to throw, going over the middle. It's Darius Davis, and he's got it for a big chunk play, and they're already knocking on the door of the red zone here. A few yards away from technically the red zone, but they're right there. They're edging the red zone, so to
Yeah,
speak.
we know, I think with Stinky, the one thing you can't do is give him time to make that kind of throw because that's the one thing he can do. He might not be great against the blitz, he might not be great at running the ball, but if you give him time, he's going to find a way to make it work.
Going wheel route, and he has it, and that's a
Again,
touchdown. The other
yeah.
guy just not athletic enough. I think that's a linebacker. And that's going to be a quick score here for this Los Angeles Chargers offense.
Yeah, and I think that's just what I was saying. Like, he had way too much time to throw there. We need to put Stinky under pressure, blitz him constantly, make sure he has to take his checkdowns, and eventually he'll get impatient, make a mistake, and you can come away with the turnover there.
And the one thing, the one play where really he, it didn't go his way was the first play incompletion out of the double mug, and we immediately went away from it. He didn't even blitz. Like the pressure just came in. If Wavy needs his guys to organically generate that pressure for him, I don't think he's going to be able to get stops, which would probably be pretty bad because I don't think Wavy's the type to play perfect. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think his D line's good enough right now. He's got a couple. Not sure who he has on the D line right now, but I don't think they are one of the elite ones in the MKL.
Well, I'll tell you what. Their defense might not be elite, but this offense has got some big names on it. Obviously, Lamar Jackson, very amazing. Keaton Mitchell's a baller in John Madden football, and many of his receivers are boasting superstar abilities. So, this is an offense that I think is going to need to be clicking if he's going to go ahead and come away with a W in this game.
Absolutely. I'd love to see Lamar show off some of that scrambling ability. Especially if Stinky's coming out in the nickel wide formation. That's What a throw there
Yeah,
too.
right over the linebacker, and it's to Walker, and unfortunately, he doesn't have Lurker. Stinky was happy with just having mid zone KO, but he probably wishes he had Lurker for that one.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But what I was saying, nickel wide, one of the things that I've noticed when I run it is that it is very prone to QBs who can scramble. Um, that does not seem
Wow.
to be what Wavy's looking for right now as a
Mark
throw.
Andrews just absolutely dunks on the 5'9" Avante Maddox. Probably a thing he'd have pretty consistently. That is the con of having a short safety. Back to throw Lamar, scrambling this time up the middle, and Avante Maddox just looking silly. Give that guy a map. Where is he going, man? Just
That
runs
was
away from
terrible.
Lamar Jackson. Not the play you wanted, but it's the play we needed.
Just
First down.
completely forgot about what he was supposed to do on that play. Dove the wrong way. I'm not sure. I don't think
I
Lamar can
mean,
juke
he's
there.
just so evasive. Lamar Jackson, sensing pressure, rolls out right, has a man, that's Mark Andrews, and he's
Oh,
unable. I mean, both guys really trying their best, but sometimes your best isn't good enough. The defender laid out for that one and didn't get it. I mean, scary moments if you're a
scary
Jacksonville
moment there. I
fan.
would have. I would have much rather Lamar throws it away there. I know Trevor Lawrence. Wow.
And that's Tui with the sack. Huge play. Gonna lose about 13 yards. And now we're third and goal from the 23. Do you think he has any chance to punch this in?
Probably not. I think what you're hoping for here is maybe you can get it to like the 5 yard line. Hope you can go for it on fourth and goal. But I think
Oh,
right now we're just looking to not turn the ball over and
yeah,
move
and
on to the next drive.
big emphasis on not turning the ball over. I'm sure Wavy would love nothing more than to turn it over, but he won't. He's gonna chuck it underneath. Mark Andrews gonna bring it down to the 8. But it is going to bring up fourth down, and he is going to take 3. So
Yeah.
an early stop, I'd say, for Stinky. And do we need to open the floodgates here?
No, I think if you're wavy, especially since Stinky got the ball first, you know you're gonna be getting the ball at halftime. I think you're okay with that, the outcome of that drive. I think if Wavy can recognize that the double mug is going to work against Stinky, he's gonna come away with a stop or two, and that's gonna be all it's gonna take to beat him if he can stay consistent on offense.
And we were shocked to not see the Pittsburgh Steelers here playing the Chargers tonight.
Absolutely,
Um,
they were 20-point favorites in the divisional round.
I mean, an absolute shocker over there in the Steel City, and the 1 seed is sent home in their first playoff game. But how much do you think luck factored into that big win for what many think is the favorite here this season for the Steelers?
I mean, when you're beating a team like the Steelers, the only thing you can hope for is a little bit of luck. Um,
Yeah.
I would say 90% of that, whoever beat the Steelers, it was going to come down to luck.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, they are just by far and away the best team um, in the MKL this season. Sniper, I mean, has been quoted saying that his opponent got lucky, and he called him some few choice words that I personally don't have the pass to say. But it doesn't matter because right now we're gonna see him bomb it down the field, and that's gonna be
That's a play.
intercepted. Wow, Jackson with the interception, not to be confused with Lamar Jackson, and he's looking to take this back for 7. He's got a 500-pound offensive lineman hawking him down. Jalen Wright's going to get there. Another lineman. Oh, the
Oh
tiptoe.
no.
Oh man, he
Oh,
walked too close to the sideline and started tiptoeing it, but he does get a huge turnover, and that's going to set up the Ravens for to win the game because they get the ball at half, and now they have a
yeah.
chance to take a
I
lead
think
here.
I think we can call this one. We can go home early tonight. Unfortunately,
Ooh.
hate to say
Yeah,
it,
your
but
Terry Gross Macho in on the sack is Ducky calls game. Gonna bring up second down and 18. And you know what? I'd hate for him not to get 7 here, but if Stinky's gonna keep playing like that, if he's gonna throw an interception on half his drives, then I'm sure Wavy will still win the game. But a sack this early, after this field position, probably not the best. Back to
yeah,
throw, Lamar going underneath, and he's just gonna miss his man completely.
bro.
Um,
We do know Lamar has. There's a bit of a narrative about Lamar. He does not perform well in the playoffs, and right there we're seeing why. All regular season, we're seeing him make these throws, make consistent plays, and when it gets to the playoffs, he just misses these easy routes that are going for 5, 10 yards.
yeah.
And
and
Just
and
cannot
now
have that
he
happen.
set his team up for another 3rd and 18 single-handedly. So we'll see if he squanders this opportunity. Going underneath, he's got Campbell, and he's not going to get to the first down, nor is this really going to be close enough to justify going for it. We're going to see the field goal unit trot out, and he's just going to get away with, Stinky's going to get away with this tragic turnover that almost went back for 7 if Wavy was able to stay in bounds. I'm being absolutely spammed. Um, that's crazy, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and hide that. But thanks, guys. Um, so kickoff here. Justin Tucker kicks it off deep. Back to return is nobody because it's gonna go out the back of the end zone.
I, I
Continue.
will say, I think if you're Stinky here, I think you have to never try to throw a beater again because Ravens, their defense, their secondary seems to have the speed to keep up with.
And there's a player on the in this secondary room. Wiggins is like one of the greatest corners I've ever seen. Like Wiggins is unbelievable. I think he's reading the defense here. I think that was the point of that. He knows this is a cover 3 zone. I figure he's gonna go up the seam. Nope, gonna go underneath instead. Then we had the seam. He's gonna gain about 6. I think he's lucky to maybe have held on to it because running backs love to drop the football.
That easily could have been a knockout right there. I think if you're Stinky right now, I think you have to take a look at this D line and notice there's not a single superstar there. I think it's time to maybe look to run the ball. I know that's not what he's best at, and he's gonna throw a pass into triple coverage. Fortunate to come away with that one. That was an
I
unbelievable
mean,
read
a
for a
terrible
great
read from a
receiver.
terrible Madden player. I mean, just right into triple coverage where all the defenders are. It's almost like he's trying to throw a pick, like the game's
Yeah.
scripted. But that's not the case. Back to throw. Herbert going, he finds the zig, and he is going to get the first down. So, disaster averted here. Not scoring on 2 drives in a row. They're still in position to move the ball. So, at the end of the first, 7-6 your score. Are you surprised by the Ravens' inability to get in the end zone here so far?
I'm honestly not. I think this is kind of the game plan they had going into it. I think they're thinking they can move down the field. It's going to be a little bit harder to score in the red zone. They probably wanted to score in the red zone, but you know, just Lamar in the playoffs, it's just not going to happen as often as
Right.
it does in the regular season, especially
And
not against Tui Tumalupu or
right.
whatever that play's name.
And a thing we talked about before the game and that Doc has so generously reminded me to bring up is the fact that the Chargers were actually knocked out of the playoffs last year by the Ravens and sent the Ravens to the Super Bowl. Do you think that maybe the chip on his shoulder is what's motivating him here to have this slim lead?
If for Wavy, you mean?
No, for Stinky.
Oh, for
Stinky lost. Yeah.
Stinky. I think Stinky's actually a bit in his head right now. I think he came out. He was thinking he's gonna boat race Wavy after last year. He's gonna lock in. He's gonna start throwing beaters. And I think that's not what he needs to do. I think he needs to go back to what has worked all year. Check downs to Jalen Wright. That's how he's gonna win this football game.
Yeah.
Control the clock. Run the ball as we're seeing here. First run of the day as it's going to go for 20 yards, about 13 yards.
Yeah, that's like
For the
almost
first
20.
down. That was
Um,
quick.
yeah, I mean, I think Stinky is a little bit in his own head. We've seen him make some mistakes here. He got away with a pass that probably should have been intercepted in triple coverage, but he's just got to stay composed. He's got to keep that mental in check and remain vigilant. Keep doing what
Yeah,
works.
exactly. This is not the stinky of past where he's gonna beat you by 70 and you're gonna want to uninstall after the game. He's gonna beat you by controlling the clock and making you want to uninstall the game by having the ball for 12 minutes in the second half.
And Herbert's another guy who kind of struggles in the playoffs traditionally, and we just saw him miss a wide open check down.
That's an unbelievable miss right there. That would have been huge. Set you up for a third and mid scenario. Right now, I think if you're Wave, you got to come out in some heavy coverage. And
Oh,
unfortunately,
wow. Darius Davis gets in front of him. Big body. Darius Davis is a huge guy, in that big 5'8 frame. Able to body up the DB there, and he takes it all the way in for a touchdown.
I
Wow.
if I'm Wavy, I can't even be too mad about that. I feel like his guy got to the right spot. He just missed the play. He missed the play.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see him. I don't know if that guy is knockout, but to miss the ball, to go for the interception there, probably not the best move. You simply just weren't in a spot. I think you got to try and knock it out. Deliver a hit that makes him not want to catch that ball. Make him regret even being in this position.
Yeah.
Make him go to the huddle and say, "Coach, I don't want to run that route anymore. Make someone else do it."
And
Um,
I'm hoping if I am wavy right now, I'm noticing that in third and long, Stinky has only come out in 4 verts.
Underneath here, he's going to find Keaton Mitchell, who's going to fight forward for about 6. And I think we're going to need to see the Ravens punch this into the end zone because 3 is not going to get it done.
No, I mean if he can somehow manage to chew this out to the end of the half, maybe three's enough here. But I think you're absolutely looking for a touchdown, maybe even a 2 point conversion early here, and we're gonna see up the seam just misses a throw.
I did not like that throw. That looked like he was getting played the whole way. The defender comes in and hits him, even though he didn't catch the ball. And I just don't think that was the right read. I think if he throws that accurate, that it's a mistake. So a bit of a blessing there from Lamar Jackson. Back to throw is Lamar. He's going drag route. This is Mark Andrews. Think he cannot keep up with it, and he's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm loving the game plan Wavy is coming out in right now. I think he's just taking what the defense is giving him. That throw before, I think maybe if he throws that inside and a little bit underneath, it might get there. Bit of a risky throw, but when you have a QB like Lamar Jackson, I think maybe you take those chances more times than not.
Sure.
Um,
Going underneath, and this one's to Flowers, and Stinky's he's kind of in the area, but not close enough to make a play on it. Gonna be a 4-yard play for the Ravens offense, and they always kind of stall out when they get to this red zone area. I'm curious if that'll be what happens again. Rolling out to his right is Lamar Jackson, scrambling up the field, gonna make it a 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and I think I would love to see more of those kinds of plays from the Ravens offense. I think right there we saw just how easy it is for him to scramble, get a few yards, get down the field. I think the biggest thing, especially as we get into the Chargers half of the field, we got to avoid these third and long scenarios
Mm-hmm.
coming up because that's been what's been killing these drives the past few times.
Well, right now they keep on converting on 3rd down, and I'm a little worried if they're going to be able to keep doing that. But right now it's working. Motion to the left, ball is snapped, going flat route. Keaton Mitchell's wide open and a nice ball.
Touchdown.
He's going for the clock. Man, I almost had a heart attack. I was like, "What just
I
happened?" Like,
personally, I think I hate going for the clock here. I think
I,
try to go
you
as
know
deep
what?
as you can.
I don't hate it because that's what Stinky wanted to do, and he gets the ball. So even if he only gets 3, he's in position to take the lead. So so now I don't understand. Now I'm confused because he's gonna run the ball into the end zone, but before you just went down as if you were gonna clock him. So what is that? What is the thought process?
I think maybe he's thinking that he can force Stinky to try to throw the deep pass and get another interception like he did earlier this game. And if he can do that, the game is all but over.
Well, I think Stinky has plenty of time and isn't concerned at all. As the 2-point conversion's not going to get converted. I don't like chasing points. I don't like chasing points early in the game. What are your thoughts on that call?
On the 2 point conversion,
Yeah,
I think I understand it. I understand it
I
because
mean
I
I
would rather go
understand
for
it.
it now. I would rather go for it now than later because then you can control the tempo of the game.
Well, the
Um,
thing is I don't like the scenarios that it could set up, provided you don't get it. And when it's like a surefire thing, when I have to, that's when I like to do it. But there, I think it was too early, and I think maybe that could come back to bite him. Back to throw. He's gonna go deep. I don't think he's gonna
let's
get
go!
there.
Oh,
Wow, Nate Wiggins unable to bring it in. I think he had the first one, unable to bring in his second. Yeah, Nate Wiggins is a freaking dog. That guy is fast as hell. I don't like that Stinky's willing to test him. I think that could really
I
bite him
think
in the rear. Oh, Stinky's going to lag his cock off. Still going to throw the dot. That's crazy, dude. That was nasty. Did you see that?
yeah, that was terrible. I
Gross.
think
That
that
was
might have just been stream lag there, so
dude, that
it's
was
just a
really
little
gross.
unfortunate.
Oh
Um,
man.
I think on that
Yuck.
deep ball, I think Herbert actually just underthrew that one. It looked like Shaheed had a step on
I
it.
think there's no way he's outrunning Wiggins. I didn't like that. Well, we'll never know. Inside run here, Jalen Wright gonna pick up about 5. Um, Man, I'm still just shell shocked. Why the hell we didn't just run into the end zone? Like I don't.
Yeah, I
The
think
extra
running
20
Stinky.
seconds like doesn't make it any harder for Stinky to score. Like that, like 2 minutes is an eternity. So like, I don't understand it at all.
Absolutely, and if Stinky scores a touchdown here, then the Ravens are in a dire position, going down potentially 2 scores going into the half.
Yeah. So hopefully we don't see a touchdown for the sake of the cast. But that's probably what Stinky's looking for in this moment. Pretty clear man coverage look. I'd imagine this is he's showing blitz pretty heavy here. I think. We'll see what the
Yeah,
call actually is, but
I just don't get it from the Ravens here. The one time you've come out in double mug, the one time all year
yes,
it
it
worked,
it
and we
works,
have not
and you
seen
didn't
it
even
go
send
back to it
pressure from
all
it.
season
Jalen Wright's
or
gonna
all
get
year.
handed the ball here. He gets about 7 up the middle, and if I'm Stinky, I'm starting to get a little worried about this clock. I know Wavy kind of sucks at defense, like really bad and everything, but I'd started to get a little concerned about the clock because now like this clock's gonna
Yeah,
run. This clock's
it's
gonna
gonna be tough
run.
for it's gonna be tough for him to score a touchdown here.
Yeah, I think
Because
Stinky.
Stinky is going to be looking. I think if he doesn't convert this, he's clearly going to be going for it on fourth down.
Uh huh.
We're going to
Well,
see a timeout there, which
yeah, he does call it. Yeah, I think he needed to call that, but he waited a while. Well, he's gonna run it here. Interesting call. Gets a few yards, and now you can't really. Yeah, you gotta call your other timeout. This last
yeah,
one I'd keep for to make sure I get 3, but he's really set himself up to not score a touchdown here unless
yeah.
he's
I
really
think at this point,
confident.
you're just throwing end zone shots and hoping that maybe you can get there. And unfortunately for Stinky, we're gonna see pressure off the edge from God knows who.
Yeah, God knows who. There is pressure, and it's gonna fall incomplete. 19 seconds remain, but really they've got like one play and a timeout, and then they're gonna have to kick the field goal. So I mean, here we go, back to throw. Herbert going, misses the throw.
Miss it.
And Herbert just can't hit a throw, man. That guy's missing a lot of passes. It's just kind of a thing that happens. I remember you at the beginning of the year mentioned how you thought Pass Lead Elite was glitched. I
Oh
actually
yeah,
cannot confirm nor deny if that's a thing or not.
I think it has something to do with freeform settings, and Stinky just does not care much about him right now. And I don't understand that play call. You wasted timeout. Now you
Yeah,
don't
he
go
used the
down.
timeout, and if he doesn't, you can take a shot at the end zone, but if you're short and you don't get out of bounds, or God
Yeah,
forbid you're intercepted,
at
this
this
game
point,
is wide open for Wavy. So, timeout Ravens now. They got the look. They're gonna gather their bearings a little bit. Maybe somebody's tired. They need some Gatorade on the sideline.
yeah,
I'm
if I'm
horrified.
wavy here, I'm just putting 12 guys at the goal line or 11 guys at the goal line, and that's about it. Because if Stinky goes down in bounds, this half is over, and you're going into the half, getting the ball, only down 2 points. Three you can live with.
Back
We'll
to
see what
throw. He's
happens.
going into end zone.
Touchdown!
Darius Davis
Oh my
touchdown. And how
gosh!
the hell do you give that up? My God.
I cannot believe we're coming out in cover two in a scenario like that. There is basically you basically
What?
just gave him a touchdown. That's terrible.
Unbelievable call from the Ravens defense. And that's one that, could have your job at risk because now you have 7 seconds to get 3 or you basically lose the game. And this is why I wish we would have taken the extra point because now I don't know. That was really nasty, dude. That was a terrible decision. Not a fan. It's gonna take it out. Not gonna go anywhere. He's got 2 seconds to work with, so maybe we'll see some magic here. Uh, my guess is no.
Yeah, if I'm wavy here, I think what I'm doing is I'm just running it up the middle and hoping maybe something breaks. Um,
Well, Hail Mary going underneath. This is Zay Flowers who's gonna spin move, gets a block. Thought there could be something there, but he's gonna get tackled from nowhere. I mean, completely blindsided. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. So 21-12 your score. How are you feeling heading into the second half?
if I'm wavy, I'm nervous. I think his defense has played pretty poorly, and I think if he does not go back to the double mug, he's probably cooked. sees
You know,
value over
I
Wavy.
think it's
Yeah.
more of an offensive problem. We've had 2 field goals in like the red zone, and when we did score a touchdown, we didn't get the 2-point conversion. If he's scoring on these drives, like things are completely different. Instead, he just keeps taking 3, and a total of 12 points is kind of unacceptable. Um, and meanwhile on defense, I feel like he's gotten a turnover. He had another one. He had a drop pick and triple coverage, and then he had the deep bomb that was underthrown. Like the defense has had good moments. It's just the offense can't get it going. So for me, that's what I think the problem is. We'll see if they can get going here in the second half. Keaton Mitchell up the middle, nowhere, 1 yard.
I hate running it up the middle there. I think that was probably the most predictable thing he could have done, and it was the most predictable outcome as well. He gets 1 yard. He's set up in the second and long now. Basically has to go for the first down already. Um, and unfortunately, we're
Yeah, we're
late.
getting some latency here.
Unfortunately,
This
some
corner is
technical
super
difficulties.
shallow. Looking has the wow, what a
What
play
the?
from
What
Isaiah
throw?
Likely. Wow, and
What
that
throw?
didn't even say playmaker. Isaiah Likely is just so intelligent. You'd want that corner out to be deeper so that it's not played by that underneath zone. But luckily Isaiah Likely's there, a nice little safety net, and that's not a guy who normally plays, but he's the hero. So going underneath, he finds Zay Flowers, and
Touchdown,
that's a
Zay Flowers.
touchdown. Yeah, and
And
the quick strike.
okay, at this point, are you going for two again?
Hell no. Don't like chasing points. I'm always gonna kick the extra point until I know, you know what I'm saying, the situation I'm in. I
Yeah.
could see why you would do it, but don't like it. So 1921 your score, a little odd, a little wacky number. You know the scoregami thing. I wish I knew if we were at risk of a
I think
MKL
we are.
scoregami. You know,
I
because
think
yeah,
we might be
19.
here.
That's a weird number. Uh,
I I think maybe if we end up with a 26 like 34 game, that might be MKL scoring on me, but who knows?
Dude, that would be a cool thing in the future when AI can start tracking stuff. If they would track all the scores and we could start tracking MKL scoregamis. Inside run, Jalen Wright here. Wow, and he's got room. Wiggins unable to pursue. I think he's pass committing, and that's why he's getting absolutely torched every time he runs the ball. I think we should stop doing that, Wavy. Just so you
especially
know.
especially when you are up or when you're down on the game, you
Yeah,
cannot
bro.
pass
Let's
commit if
stop
you see
pass
it.
committing. Like, I think that is what we're looking at. I think it's not worked. This time the sheds are there, and he's gonna lose 2 yards. So, shriveled up now. I mean, I know all about that, right? Anyway, uh, second down and 12. Rashid Shaheed in motion, creating a bit of a tight look here. Most guys to the left. Back to throw is Herbert going
Gonna be
underneath.
dragged
It's
out.
gonna hit Shaheed. Hamilton, I mean, he's just going to completely whiff, and he's going to score a touchdown on that. I
I would say the extra point is safe. He's got a safe lead here, but we saw last week extra points can be blocked.
yeah, this
Not
is
gonna happen
true.
again.
Not going to happen to him. I mean, we've seen the Ravens defenders. Have we checked them for substances? Because they simply cannot play good
No,
football.
it seems like someone is clicking onto them and then
And
turning in the wrong
being,
direction.
yeah, like I don't know what the deal with that is. But the tackles haven't been there. There's no reason that should have been housed. You had a guy there, and then you said, "Hey, run away from him, let him score." You know, like
I
he thought it
think
was like I don't know what the deal with that was.
if you're wavy, the fortunate thing is that he scored quick. He scored quick. It was not a
Yeah,
long drive.
that's
He still had
true.
plenty of time to make a comeback in this game. Gonna have the corner route, which
Ooh, I can't believe he didn't come down with that. I
it's
think
a
he might have
nice
highballed it,
route.
but he just that catch animation took a millennium, and the knockout had
Yeah,
time to
I
get
thought
there.
I thought he had the drag route early. I would have liked to see him go there, maybe try to get some rack yards. But unfortunately, he goes over top, gets knocked out.
Finds his man Campbell on the drag, and that's going to be a first down. He's been going underneath a lot. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that, and I think if I'm stinky, I would love to start noticing that and putting some hard flats on the field because I'm not sure. I think if I'm stinky here, I'm daring Wavy to throw it over the top.
Well, if you're stinky, maybe you're also thinking, I'm going to keep letting you go to the flat because that's like running the clock pretty good for me right now. you know. And he's a guy who's probably pretty confident in his offense, even though maybe he shouldn't be. Um, you know, well, right now this offense is moving against Wavy. Stinky's offense, unbelievable. He's the best in the league, but I think maybe if he wisened up and started making the necessary adjustments, that bad things would happen for the Chargers. And we saw bad things happen early. It's just since
We
then it's
did.
been easy dots. Lamar Jackson rolling, can't find anything. Hit as he throws, going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that play call, that scenario. I not really sure what the route concepts were. It seemed like everything was just going to the same side of the field, and it just left Lamar pretty much nothing to throw to,
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
think the play calling has been questionable to say the least. Back to throw here. Lamar Jackson going corner route. This is Mark Andrews.
He's
And
gonna
he's
come
gonna
down with
dunk
that.
on him. Wow, who
What a
did he
catch!
just dunk on?
What a catch
I
by
mean,
Mark Andrews.
tight ends. My tight ends dunk on people in this game, and I don't know if that was over Avante Maddox, which would be slightly less impressive, but I mean, just absolutely amazing. What a play from him. Lamar Jackson able to find his talented tight end, his huge, girthy of a 400-pound tight end, and make that catch. It's remarkable. Empty look here, going underneath right at Stinky. Zay Flowers makes the catch, and he's almost into the end zone.
Barely able to get to the end zone.
I mean, I'd love a wow. Stinky gonna, I think he
Stinky.
wanted the new defense. That's why he did that. I don't know if Stinky's got QB sneak defense. It looks like that's not what we're gonna go to. But that could be a thing you try. Lamar Jackson also like a draw. I wouldn't hate a draw. Slap that thing on
I would love
conservative.
a draw here.
Yeah,
I would
like a
love a
QB
draw.
draw would be unreal. That's not what we're gonna see. He's gonna take the wide open
Wide
flat
open touchdown.
touchdown.
No one
Yeah,
was
I
on
mean,
that side of the field.
when you've got a inch long field, maybe you want a hard flat on the field. Maybe throwing it
But
out there.
the Chargers head coach, he seems to think differently. I think in this scenario, I'm starting to think about going for two. You're not sure how many possessions you have left.
Hmm.
I think Stinky is more than willing to chew off 4 or 5 minutes of the clock here, put you in. And if he scores a touchdown on this drive, you're basically fucked.
Well, the thing
It's
is, if he goes for two again and doesn't get it, Stinky is comfortable taking three, and then he's up 7. So, I mean, now he's taking the disciplined approach that I would have gone with to begin with, where you just keep kicking extra points until it gets to the point where like something needs to happen here.
I
Um,
think I think what you have to do is you just have to commit to one of those.
yeah, 100.
You
percent
can't if you're gonna go for it early in the game, then you have to go for it later in the game.
Yeah, I mean he's been wishy washy, and I
Yeah,
think we're
exactly.
seeing that when he pulls away his defenders from making easy tackles, and we just got to lock in, you know.
Absolutely.
Herbert here, little trips to the right, gonna go underneath. He's got his zig and terrible quality. I mean, this is not. This looks awful. Um,
We're having some technical
yeah,
difficulties.
I'm trying to I'm trying to make it watchable here, make it bearable. Talk you through the 5 pixels we have to work with. Spread offense here. Herbert hanging out with his guy Jalen Wright. He's gonna hand him the football. What a nice guy. Inside run up the middle, gains about 7.
And I just don't understand the defenses that Wavy's coming out in right now. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know he's going to be trying to chew the clock. You need to put some guys on the line of scrimmage. Try to get some sheds. Try to get an early put him in
I
a
don't know.
second and long, third and long scenario.
I don't know what the hell play I'm looking at here. Is this like a fake reverse? Like what is this?
And Stinky
Oh,
was
he just
able.
picked something stupid because the quarter is gonna run out. So the end of the third, 28-26 is your score. And last season, I think it was a 6 point difference between these teams. Right now, it's looking like the Chargers might get their revenge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a field goal here and Wavy's still in it, but right now, advantage definitely looking to the Chargers.
Hmm.
I would be pretty surprised. We know Stinky's going to be more than comfortable taking his flat routes, taking his inside zones, getting those 3, 4 yards to carry, and
I
coming
don't like the
away.
defense. He's just giving him a free first down. He's in this clock's gonna keep moving now. Fourth quarter is probably when you do want to start going for it, especially when you're playing a guy like Stinky who loves to just milk that clock. Um, I mean, He's been running the
This
ball pretty easily, but this time it's going to get shot, and that's blown up in the
and
backfield. Look at
that is
Bryson.
exactly
Oh
what we
my
need to do
god.
with the Ravens here. You need to get a stop on an early down. If you can put Stinky in a second and long, you're gonna make him a lot more predictable. You're not gonna have to worry about the run as much, and you can actually play real defense. Unfortunately, he still is not coming out in real defense, as we're gonna
Wow,
see
what a
a
drop.
drop
Wow.
by Rashid Shaheed.
And I don't think that's Rashid Shaheed's fault. That's on Justin Herbert. That was a bad throw. We've seen him miss his
Actually,
guys tonight lots.
it's a little bit out of reach. You would hope he'd be able to come across
Yeah,
one like that.
of course.
Unfortunately, he's not able to. I think you got to.
He's
Unfortunately, he's
going zig.
stuck.
One tackle is all he needs, and he's going to get it. And this is 4th and 5.
I mean,
So
if you're stinky here, are you going for this?
he seems like he wants to go for it. I mean, I wouldn't hate 3. I think there's a lot of time left. I think he's struggled to score. He's been scoring better recently, but sometimes you just gotta believe. And now, man, this is horrifying.
This is terrifying if you're the Chargers here. I
Mm-hmm.
think if you don't
Back
get
to
this,
throw. He
you're
doesn't even make any
gambling.
hot routes. Going over the middle. This is
No,
Rashid Shaheed, and he's got it. Wow. I mean,
it's been the same thing all game. He's had crossing routes, ins over the middle, pretty much anything he wants over the middle of the field where the user should be. It's just there for him.
mm-hmm.
And I think
Maybe that's why
Wavy,
he's so comfortable going for it.
I think Wavy's been coming out in a lot of man coverage looks, and it's just been biting him in the ass the entire game.
Well, he's going to run the ball here, and just another huge chunk play for Jalen Wright. It's going to set up second and short, and this is starting to look questionable for old Wavy now. Um, I doubt Wavy is onside kick experts like us, you know. So
Absolutely, I don't think he has spent the time. We know Jim
yeah,
Harbaugh used to be a special teams coordinator in his past, but I've heard he's let that side of the ball kind of falter, and I think
oh, they gave it to him. That's a first down. I thought he might
if
have not gotten
I'm
there.
if I'm Wavy here, I think that might be the best case scenario.
Well, I'll tell you what. If he can hold the door here, that'd be huge. But I don't think he will. Going out route, caught by Brown, and he's going to get out of bounds. But he is going to get 3, and that's a big play for Stinky to lose. Like now he can't. Now he's got 2 bunches. I don't know if the other bunch has the same play. It could, but that's one of his more
He does
favorite.
have bench return, bench pivot.
Yeah, like
Love to
that's
see
his
those
thing.
zig routes all
I think
day.
he's gonna have this over the middle, going underneath, over the middle, and
This is
Herbert's
the
just gonna.
throw again, again.
There's the
This
throw.
would be a complete blowout
Uh,
if
I
Justin Herbert
mean,
was making these throws.
if Justin Herbert could hit a pass, that'd be nice. I mean, you gotta wonder, when is this kid's job gonna be at risk? He commonly comes in here in these big moments and just kind of squanders it. I don't know what the deal with that is, but you'd probably like to see him hit a throw every now and then. Jalen Wright, I think we got a pass commit. Wow,
Gonna be
4th
down
and
at the one
goal.
yard line.
He's at the
This is
1.
a terrifying scenario. If you're stinky and you don't get this, game's over. Game's over.
Imagine if Herbert misses this one, huh? Once again, I
That
don't
is
know why we're
incredible.
seeing the pass commit. Like, that was 100% a pass commit. His guys were so sluggish in pursuit. I'm shocked he even made the tackle. I mean, man, he can see those guys are blitzing. I hope he knows that.
Yeah, it does show that if you're on defense. So I think he should know
Okay.
that. He should be using Roquan here, hoping he can make a play on the ball.
Wow, this looks pretty snugged up to me, but he is going to
Oh
catch it, and
no!
that's going to be a touchdown. It looked like he played that pretty well. I thought he might have a KL for that. He does not. It's going to be a Chargers touchdown now. Not the Falcons. The Ravens do have their 3 timeouts. They do have the possibility of an onside kick, but they've only got 3 minutes and they failed to move. So, recently it's been better. Will their struggles return, or are they going to punch it in? What do you think?
I think they're in a tough spot here because you're forced to try to score before the 2 minute warning. And when you're in that kind of scenario, it becomes easy to just start chucking up, streaks to your fastest receiver and hoping something happens. And when that happens, usually you'll see a turnover, something like that. I think Wavy needs to make sure he stays disciplined here. Maybe get a get a touchdown whenever it takes. As long as you don't use timeouts, you still have a shot in this game.
Yeah, and what you talked about, Wavy struggled to get a stop. And we haven't seen him really go to the double mug at all. And now it's the fourth quarter. Like, is somebody gonna radio in on the sideline and say, "Hey, like, where's the double mug at, man?" Like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
It's
Going over the middle, he's got Flowers, and that is complete. Another
it's
big chunk
honestly
play.
it is coaching malpractice to not go back to the double mug. I cannot believe the only successful defensive play he had was the first play of the game. We have not seen them go back to that look since.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Going outside, and man, that could have been scary. I mean, I know it's hard to see with the, 260p pixels here, but there was a lot of guys. There was a lot of Ravens, but he kind of missed the throw and threw it where like the only Charger was. I thought that might get picked.
I'm
Um,
not sure. I think if you're wavy, you just gotta start going away from these drag routes because it's been working all game. But with this much time left, like you cannot be expecting to score quick enough to get a touchdown. He
Lamar
might have
Jackson's
to
gonna run, and he's got a huge lane here. It's gonna juke.
get
Wow.
out of bounds. Way to get out of bounds. What a heads up play from
I
QB.
I cannot believe he's juking there because imagine if he doesn't fall for it and Lamar Jackson gets run over by a truck. Like it's over. Like you know what? Not only is the season over, your franchise is over. You lost your franchise quarterback.
And that's an interception. I I'm at a loss for words right now. I'm
I
not
can't
sure
believe
what
he
our
threw that
team.
because there's two receivers in the same exact spot. Okay, so why are you throwing it to the covered receivers? I don't know.
This is one thing. Coach Shada, he has not played much this year, but as he's mentioned many times, one of the most important thing you can do is make them choose. And right there, Wavy didn't make Stinky choose.
He
Stinky
threw.
could have done whatever he wanted and gotten an interception on that play. He threw that ball way too
Yeah,
close. Wait for
because
the play to develop and take your yards.
he
And
can
that's
like
just not what
intercept them
happened.
both from the same spot, and that's really what we saw. So like I don't know what the thought is there. Maybe he thought Lamar would put it somewhere else, but a really bad moment, and now we're gonna need to see a stop and probably an onside kick, which could very well happen.
This is
But
if
I don't
you're
think he's
gonna
gonna get
get
the
an onside
stop.
kick, this is the year to get it. Onside kicks have never been easier.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Jalen Wright is
Wow,
oh,
Niggins.
what
Oh,
a
whoa, what did I
tackle!
just call him? Whoa, I'm canceled on Twitter.
Oh
Whoa.
no,
Whoa, I'm canceled on Twitter. Wow.
little
Wow. Wow. A little, slip of the tongue
little
there.
I think there was some technical difficulties
Yeah,
there.
here's the game. And he's sacked.
No, he sacked. Oh my God,
And
the
there is
Wavy
hope.
has a chance. He
And
has
and
a chance.
imagine if he gets 3 or 7 on that last drive and came up with a stop. This would be for the game. And instead, this is freaking he has to score and get an onside kick. So not great. No timeouts to work with. This camera angle is nasty. I'm gonna vomit all over my screen. I
I'm
can't.
not sure. We may be firing the broadcast booth after this game.
I mean, man, we should have gotten a wavy stream instead of a stinky stream because this is miserable. This looks nasty. What is the
I think
deal?
I think
Back to
there's
throw.
maybe he's gonna
You know,
have
I
a
don't
cover three beater.
I don't think anything was open. I don't think it was. Uh
That's a maybe.
no,
I think
man. Dude, I don't know. I
you
don't
don't
think
think so?
so. No, absolutely not. If you could throw that wheel versus cover 3, like that'd be the best route of all time. Um well, second down and 10 here. Minute 30 left to go. The Baltimore Ravens will need an onside kick. So he's just going to keep calling these shot plays. He's going to scramble out. He's a lot faster than that guy. He can do that. And that is a first down, just barely not at the 50-yard line. Excuse me.
I think if I'm wavy, I'm trying to get into field goal range here and just take the three and then hope you can get the onside kick. Because either way, you're gonna need the onside kick.
Sure.
Um,
He's bombing this
that
thing deep. I mean,
that's
why
just
the hell would you do that?
terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible.
why would you do that? I don't know. I don't know why you do that.
And
I mean, I don't think you deserve to win. Go home. Go home,
I
dude.
think
What the hell was that?
what we've seen here today is just
Bad coaching.
one team completely outcoaching the other. I don't think
Absolutely.
I don't think the Chargers even played phenomenal football here. I don't
I
think.
don't think they did either. But sometimes that's good enough. And it looks like the Los Angeles Chargers are headed to the Super Bowl, baby.
And in the most important play of the game, the QB kneel, we see the double mug look again. It took long enough. We were waiting for this all
Yeah, I
game.
mean, this is literally like Stinky is notoriously poor at this devil mug, and I don't like it as much since the changes, but it's still a pretty
You have to know your opponent. You have to know your
yes,
opponent.
yeah, and the truth is he pisses his pants when he sees the devil mug. So I don't know why we didn't see it tonight. I think it's a thing that that will likely happen in the Super Bowl, but I mean, didn't happen here.
And I think we have a chance to talk to Coach Harbaugh after that game. And Stinky, how do you feel heading to another Super Bowl, looking on your sixth, seventh ring, maybe?
We're feeling good. We just gotta finish the job in the final game.
Wow,
It's true.
very nonchalant,
Um,
very Sigma. That's amazing.
did
Um,
anything from today's game concern you about your chances going forward?
Well, I think the offense was fine. We obviously could always improve. The defense, we decided to play more of a bend don't break type of style, and I think it paid off in the end. But we can always still get better at defense. Defense was all right.
and one thing I want to ask you about, Justin Herbert missed a lot of throws tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything you're gonna say to him after the game in the locker room, maybe?
I mean, yeah, man, it was some scary stuff that he missed. Some stuff that when we play a defense like the Packers, the Falcons, and the Super Bowl, it's gonna be he can't miss those throws. If he misses those throws, we're not gonna win the game. So I'm gonna need him to lock in, and hopefully, he has a 2 week rest. He can get back into it.
And one more question: if the Chargers perhaps lose the Super Bowl, are we thinking about a QB change?
Absolutely not. No shot. Justin Herbert will fly first and will be my last quarterback.
Your last quarterback, you say. So can you elaborate
My,
on that? What the hell that means?
my
Like,
last quarterback
You
for
heard
the
it
for the
here
cycle.
first. Stinky is retiring after
yeah,
this
that's
season.
what that
The
makes it sound like. Either that or
Chargers are
he's
open.
taking the
I would
Chargers
like.
every year from now onward. Like first
I would
and
like to
Honestly, that might
nominate
not be a
Coach
bad bet.
Bridge to the Chargers. I've heard he wants to come in, coach a real QB.
well,
Indeed.
that's crazy. Well, good game. I'm sure we might be seeing Packers Falcons immediately after.
Oh, I
Uh,
love that for us.
yeah. So, good game, guys.